Hello everyone, Ryan here with Product Impressions, and we are nearing the end of getting this desk set up, but there was one last consideration that I had in getting everything together is it's nice to have a slightly softer, I like leather, writing surface. You can get desk blotters and things like that. They can be fairly inexpensive, ranging all the way up to incredibly pricey. This is just a piece of leather that I've had sitting around. I've used periodically on tables and things like that. But as you can see, it doesn't nearly cover the surface. This desk is about 44 inches across and 18 inches deep. And so a 1x2 is not really going to cut it. And I thought I could get something that covers this entire surface. I looked into actual leather hides because I've worked with them before. I figured I could cut it to fit. Well, those tend to be about $150 or more, so definitely at the upper end of the desk blotter range. So today we are going to be looking at one from a company called Big Hala, and this is supposed to be 2 feet by 4 feet, and it is a faux leather, and the cost was about, I believe, about $32. There will be a link in the description so you can actually see, and I figured either I'm going to have a little bit of extra room on here and it can be folded over the front and the sides to make the entire surface area black, or if I want to, I can cut it to kind of fit here. One nice aspect of having the removable monitor stand keyboard tray is that I can actually just pop those off, put it down, and have it clamp over the top, and everything should look nice and clean. So let's give it a shot, see how it is. So we've got the plastic sleeve and a plastic sleeve. Apparently they have included a tailoring tape for some reason, so I guess if you need to mark it off to cut it, that's a nice consideration. I wasn't sure if anyone else was considering cutting it, but nice to know that someone has thought of that. There we are, there's an opening. There is a slight, very slight smell to it, so you can tell that it is not real leather, but hopefully that will dissipate within a day or so. It looks like it is almost exactly the same thickness as the actual leather that I have here. And let's get it a little bit closer so you can see the texture. Here is the faux leather, and here is the real leather. You can tell that there is a little bit of a difference there, but not too bad. Especially considering you could probably get, at least 5 or 6 of these for the price of one piece of leather that would be a similar size. All right, let's lay it out and see how it is. Since the mat was rolled for delivery, step one was to lay it out flat to make sure that it was easy enough to work with. I did have to lay it out for a couple of days and put some books on the edges to make sure that everything flattened out, but after about a day and a half it was smooth enough to work with. Alright, the faux leather desk topper is now in place. I wasn't sure if I was going to have it cut exactly to fit or if I was going to fold the excess material over the front and over the back to kind of make it look more like a cap over the top of the desk, but ultimately it wouldn't really fold very well. So I decided to just cut it to fit the desktop, and I think it came out very well. A few notes on this. Being that it is a faux leather, it's actually more of a heavy cloth-like material, so you can cut it with just a pair of scissors. You don't need to have box cutters or anything like that, nothing special to cut this. And also different from regular leather, you don't have to worry about the edge being frayed once you have cut it. With normal leather, the underside kind of, if it's not a perfectly clean cut, you will have little frays, little fibers coming off of it. You don't really have to worry about that here. It is a nice smooth surface. There is a little bit of a texture to it. I have some of the extra material here, so there you can kind of see that there is a material to it, a texture to the top surface of it. It's not terribly noticeable, it is pretty smooth, and even if you're just writing on one sheet of paper on top of this, it's not going to change how the ink looks or on the paper or anything like that. The underside of it is a nice soft felt-like material, so I don't think you have to worry about it damaging the surface of the desk or anything like that. I've had it on here for a couple of weeks and there hasn't been any discoloration or anything. So all in all, I think it is working very nicely. If you think this has been helpful to you, another point, having a nice large black surface like this is good for doing things like mobile banking. If you are depositing a check through your cell phone, they want it to have have the picture of the check on a black background. So this way you have a large black surface. It makes it very easy to do things like that. Additionally, having a large space like this, my normal work cell phone is a Galaxy S7. One of the issues with this is the button on the front. Not a big fan of this phone in comparison to my regular phone, but whatever. Normally I had it set on a tripod on the desk surface while I was in conference calls and things like that. You constantly have to put yourself on mute or take it off, and every time that you do that you have to hit the button on the front in order to wake up the phone in order to get to the mute button. The problem with that on a regular desk surface with a tripod is that if the tripod doesn't have rubber feet on it, it's just going to go sliding across the surface. Kind of a pain. This way, I can have it set anywhere, it doesn't matter, it's not going to slide. Additionally, if half of your desk is taken up by a computer, you still have plenty of other workspace if you need to write down notes or anything like that. All in all, I'm very happy with this. I think it came out very well and is a nice finishing touch to a work desk. If you think this has been helpful to you, or if you liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much.